Hey, my name's Jason Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we've got some updates on what's happening in the mortgage world at the moment. I'm going to give you the average 2-year rate, the average 5-year rate. There's some changes on those. We've got a major lender that's actually cut rates this week, which is really good for a lot of us if we want to get a better deal. And also the crazy length of time it's taking people to remortgage at the moment. It's really long at the moment. So we're going to talk about that as well. Now, before we jump into this, if you're new around here and you haven't done before, do make sure you subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We've just hit 50,000 subscribers. And by subscribing, you'll get all the latest house price news, interest rate news, renters' rights bill updates, and much, much more. And let's get some views on this video. Your part's simple. All you need to do is smash like, tickle like, do something to the like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that really does help the channel grow. So thanks to everyone that does that. So, rates. Well, they haven't been doing great, have they, for the last few months? It's really frustrating because we had so many expectations that the Bank of England would have cut multiple times this year, and it's not looking great. So we've got November that we have the next Bank of England meeting, and the expectation there is that we won't have a cut this time. But with yesterday's inflation data and the fact that it's stuck at 3.8%, the markets now do think there's much more chance that we will get another rate cut in December, which would be good if that happens. And that's obviously what a lot of people want, is mortgage rates to start coming down and affordability to improve. And what I find strange, maybe you can tell me how this one works, because my brain can't figure it out. The government have so much debt, and so much of that is interest at the moment. Surely it would help the Bank of England if they reduce the rates to help the government out. Because we're not functioning properly as a country. We've got all this debt and major tax rises that are going to happen, which is going to cause a slowdown in the economy. It's going to make people poorer, make more unemployment, because the government has so much debt and the interest rate's so high. So if we reduce that, maybe that could help, and we wouldn't have to have such a big tax increase. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. So let's talk about interest rates anyway. So interest rates at the moment. The 2-year deal has actually got worse this week. Not by much. These are the averages. So last week it was 4.74%. And this week it's gone up a smidge to 4.75%. Remember, there are thousands of lenders. Some are going up, not many are going down. The 5-year deal is stuck where it was. No real movement there. And so I think a lot of lenders are just sitting on their hands. Major lenders at the moment, normally you get 1, 2 or 3 or 4 that will change their rates on a weekly basis. Now it's about one lender a week is changing it. So not much is happening. It is slow. So who has cut rates? Well, the major lender that's cut rates this week is Barclays. And over the last few years, they've been quite aggressive on rates. So when we look at mortgage rates and we're looking at who's doing what, we've often seen Barclays be competitive. We've often seen NatWest be competitive, and Nationwide have been really aggressive with all of their brands, which include Nationwide, Virgin Money, and the Mortgage Works as well. So it's good to see Barclays giving some good new rates. So let's have a look at what their deals are. So their 2-year deal, the best 2-year deal, is at 3.92%. That is the same as last week. The fees on that are 899. But the 5-year deal has improved, and that's gone from 4.11% down to 4.01%. So not an insignificant cut there, which is good to see. I don't know why, if I was a marketer or doing PR for Barclays, I'd say, why have we not gone below 4%? Like, it's not going to make that much difference. You could increase the fees and make the same money that way, but they've decided to keep it just above that 4%. The fees are 899. I, with my marketing head, would have put the fees up to 1,200 quid or something, and dropped it below that magical 4%. But maybe they've got that one held in the bag for next week. Who knows? So yeah, Barclays are dropping rates. Everyone else is basically frozen rates. And they just want to see, like everybody else does, what's going to happen in this budget. It's not expected to be good. Tax rises are going to be in there for sure, but who's going to get them and how severe are they going to be? Are they going to put national insurance on landlords, which will be relevant to this channel? Are they going to change the stamp duty? We don't know exactly what's going to happen. There's lots of leaks at the moment because they want to test the media and see what the reactions are from the voters, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, most lenders are just waiting and seeing at the moment. But one thing that could indicate some rate cuts next week is the swap rate. That's the rate that these banks borrow from. So when we're talking about Barclays, Nationwide, NatWest, Santander, Virgin, they borrow from a bigger bank, and that lends it on a rate called a swap rate. And that's more of a prediction where rates are going to go, and that's dropped in the last week or so. So that means that lenders could do some cuts if they chose to do that. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. What else have we got to talk about here? The amount of time it takes to complete on a mortgage deal has gone up. This is a remortgage. 87 days after offer, which is a huge amount of time. So a mortgage offer can take a month to get, if you're realistic about it, because you're going to go to your broker or you can apply direct. You're going to do your application. That takes ages. Finding all the same stuff again, wage slips or whatever you've got to put in there. That takes ages to do. You do your application and then it sits there. Someone looks at it and then they say, lovely, we think we could work with that. And then you've got to get a valuer out. And that can take a little while because the valuer might not be available for 2 weeks. Sometimes I've had to wait 3 weeks for valuers when it's busy. It's not so busy now, but so it can easily take a month. The valuer then does their report. They consider everything in that property, and then they write the report up, send it back about 48 hours later, and then the lender sits on it again before they give you an offer or decline the mortgage. So that takes about a month, and then it's 87 days after that. So it's 97 days really to do a remortgage. It seems crazy long that these things take. And I think there just needs to be a better system and process to get that down. But that gives you an idea. Maybe you're looking to remortgage now and you're thinking, well, my mortgage isn't up till March, so I'll wait until next year. Well, maybe you need to get some urgency and get it done, because if you're switching lenders, you might go onto the standard variable rate with your other lender, your old lender, for a period of time, which some of those rates are 9%, 10% with some. So it means there's an incentive, knowing that it can take 97 days, I would say. So it can take a long time to get this done. So I would definitely start moving the process forward. It shows they're slow at the moment for some reason, or deliberating what they want to do. Let me know what you think about this. Is there any other mortgage deals that we should be sharing with people on the channel? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't grabbed your ebook yet, Mortgage Secrets, How to Get the Best Mortgage Deal in 2025 and Beyond, it's in the first comment, it's in the description. This will teach you all the off-market lenders. They're all in here, how to get the best broker, and much, much more. So do grab that below. Do smash like, do subscribe, do check out all the other content as well on the channel, including this video right here.